Midterm elections just under 2 weeks away with many very tight matchups across the country. For more, we're joined now by Democratic Congressman from Massachusetts and member of the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, Jake Auchincloss. He also serves on the House Financial Services Committee. Congressman, thank you for being here on Saturday. I want to get into the midterms with you, but first I'd like to give you an opportunity to weigh in and get your reaction to this horrific attack on Speaker Pelosi's husband, Paul.
It's appalling. This individual needs to be fully prosecuted. Speaker Pelosi and her family now have been attacked at her place of work and at her home. It's unacceptable. And I hope the GOP politicians recognize that words have consequences. And on election night, when I expect there's going to be a lot of disappointed GOP candidates, they need to be mindful of the words that they use to describe the election results, because there are troubled individuals in this country who will turn to violence, and the GOP politicians on the ballot need to be cognizant of that.
Yeah, we certainly do not hope to see any violence whatsoever on either side of the aisle. And of course, we should point out that the police have not identified the motive, although there's a lot of reporting of this individual's background. But, you know, when you consider also the recent political violence on both sides, Jake, when you look at the horrific attack by a Bernie Sanders supporter on Steve Scalise at the baseball game and then at Justice Kavanaugh's home, it's really time. Do you believe enough is being done about the political violence on both sides? Do members of Congress, officials need more protection?
Well, let's pause here with the whataboutism. There is a clear and dangerous trend of GOP politicians inciting violence on the extreme right. We saw it on January 6th with the president himself, and we are seeing it now in the run-up to the elections. And I really want to put out a warning to GOP politicians who I think are going to be disappointed on election night, that they have to be mindful of the words that they use, because they're going to be broadcast far and wide, and all it takes is one individual. There is no place for political violence in our system. When I hear somebody like Glenn Youngkin make light of this attack by saying, oh, I wish Paul Pelosi the best, but we're going to send Nancy back to California permanently to be with him, that's unacceptable. He needs to apologize.
Well, we'll wait and see what we get from the governor. Meanwhile, you talk about people being upset on election night. It does look like Democrats have a few hurdles here, and certainly inflation in the economy, Jake, seems to be the #1 issue, in many out there blaming Democrat policies for it. So my simple question to you is, with inflation at a 40-year record high and gas prices high, and in Massachusetts, people worrying about home heating oil perhaps this winter, why vote Democrat? What's the case with regards to inflation in the economy that voters should pull the lever for a Democrat?
Well, first of all, Kevin McCarthy and his crew should not count their chickens before they hatch. Polls are one thing, ballots are another. We've seen in Kansas, Alaska, New York 19th special that Democrats have been winning and Democrat issues have been winning in close elections, and I expect that trend to continue. Joe Biden has helped steward an immensely powerful economic recovery from the depths of COVID. The U.S. economy has grown faster than China's for the first time in my lifetime under Joe Biden's leadership. But you're right, prices remain too high. In the south coast of Massachusetts, my constituents are going to see $500 in increased home heating bills. We are making progress. Common gas prices are down $1.20 from their peak in the summertime, and Democrats are investing in clean energy independence so that we're no longer subject as a country to global energy shocks from the Middle East and Russia. Republicans, meanwhile, have been protecting big oil's outrageous and historic profits instead of trying to invest in clean energy independence. And the progress is going to continue. In January, America's seniors are going to see their Medicare premiums go down, their Social Security checks go up by $120. First time in a decade that's happened. If Republicans take the gavel, the only thing that they've made clear about their plans is that they want to undo that intention.
We shall see. Congressman, just before I run out of time, I do want to just get on another issue with you. It caught my eye that you were critical of a letter put out by some of your Democrat colleagues suggesting that maybe we should be rethinking support for Ukraine. Of course, Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy has indicated that he may not want to send a blank check, but you say we should support Ukraine going forward. Why?
President Biden has led a successful three-part strategy regarding the war in Ukraine. First, we support Ukrainians who are fighting on the front lines of the free world with military and economic aid. Second, we sanction the Kremlin to try to asphyxiate their war machine with central bank, commercial, and energy sanctions. And third, we work through our NATO and East Asian alliances to isolate Russia on the world stage. This strategy is working. Ukraine is on the march. Now is not the time to blink or pull back. Now is the time to help the Ukrainians take Kherson and to stand with our ally against this illegal and unprovoked war.
That Battle of Kherson, very, very important in this larger effort. Congressman Jake Auchincloss, thank you for your time.
Good to be here.